Hello everyone and welcome. Today I wanted to celebrate with you. I reached 1,000 subscribers. That is 1,000 of you here learning, growing and sharing this journey with me. So let me share with you the lessons that I learned during this process and how we can apply them as business owners. People consider this such a big milestone because once that you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you are eligible for monetization, which means that YouTube can pay you for ads. And while I definitely welcome some ad money, that's not really the reason why this milestone makes me proud and excited. You see, I can't help but compare this process of creating a YouTube channel with the process of creating a business, of launching your transaction coordination business or virtual assistant business. There are just so many similarities. And if you ever thought about starting your own business, I'm sure you will see them as well. First, this required an investment, and not just time, but also money. I have to buy equipment. I have to buy a camera, lighting, microphone, and a software for editing. Just like when you decide to start your own business, it requires an investment upfront. For the transaction coordination business or virtual assistant, it might look like buying a new computer if you need one, creating your own LLC, buying your legal templates for TC or contractor agreements, or some other subscriptions like storage space, antivirus, you name it. And even though for transaction coordination or virtual assistant, the barrier to entry is very low, you still have to account for some expenses at the very beginning. Also, I was embarking while creating this YouTube channel in a project that was absolutely out of my comfort zone. I'm never active in social media. I'm not really comfortable being in camera. On top of everything, I have an accent. English is not my first language, so it makes speaking in front of a camera even more intimidating. I can totally relate that feeling, when you are trying to promote your business, especially if you are an introvert and you're trying to go to a networking event. That can be terrifying for some of us. And even though it's something so simple like go, have fun, shake hands, introduce yourself, talk about your business, and that's it. Still, it can be like super intimidating. And I'm sure that if you are an introvert, you might totally get what I'm telling you right now. Another thing is that I have to learn pretty much everything. Yes, I used YouTube a lot, but I watch videos. I didn't even know, honestly, how to upload a video on my own. So I really have to learn everything, especially if I wanted to make it somehow successful. I needed to understand the rules of the game. So naturally, I bought a course. That is always my go-to type of solution. And of course, the information was out there, right? I could potentially figure it out on my own. But the thing is that I was actually thinking about starting my own YouTube channel for 3 years before I actually did it. So the minute I said, that's it, I'm going to do it, I needed to be accountable. I needed to stop making excuses. And for me, at least, when I pay for something, I tend to be more committed. So that removes a lot of obstacles for me and kind of force me to actually do it. And that is exactly the same when it comes to business. You can absolutely launch your TC business or your virtual assistant business on your own without any help. Absolutely. But also you could decide to just get the information all in one place, well structured, and use it to fast track your success, to make progress way quicker, and to get all the answers for the questions that you always going to have at the very beginning because it's something new that you're embarking on. And I learned another lesson because I was a one-woman show. I came up with the video idea, I wrote the script, I arranged the equipment, I filmed it, and obviously I edited as well. And you will never even guess the amount of hours that I was spending in editing a video. And I'm not going to tell you because it's just way too embarrassing. Thankfully, after all this time, I got a little bit better at editing. I actually should say that I got faster. I'm still not a good editor, but at least it takes a fraction of the time that I used to take at the very beginning. And that happened just in time for me to decide to delegate it. And here is the business comparison. At the very beginning, it might be very difficult to justify certain expense. Might not be a good idea or might not be possible for you to invest in either certain tools or in delegating certain tasks. However, eventually you need to plan to do that because you can use your time in a better way. I know a lot of TCs and virtual assistants that they are operating solo and they're very successful and they are great at what they're doing. However, everyone that is working solo, they have a cap. They cannot grow past their own capacity. And it's not just about growth, but the reality is that we all need to take time off at some point. And it's not just vacations, because life happens and you might at some point be forced to take time off due to some extremely important situations that happen in your life. Another lesson I learned is that consistency is the name of the game. And let me tell you, I was super consistent at the very beginning. I was posting every single week. And for the last couple of months, actually, I couldn't because I was juggling other commitments and I couldn't stay consistent. And I totally saw the impact, the negative impact, because my channel was growing. And when I stopped being consistent, the growth also slowed down. And I can totally make the comparison with any business, because if you are not visible in front of your potential clients, then your growth will stall. You actually have to market your services even if you are booked up. And what I value the most out of this whole process is the satisfaction of taking the first step. Despite all the self-doubt, despite the fear of being judged, I still did it. And that allowed me to share my message, my point of view, with the hope that it will encourage someone to be a better version of themselves, to learn something new, to, take the first step, even though it is scary. So thank you so much for being part of this journey with me. Hitting 1,000 subscribers is just the beginning, and I am so grateful for every single one of you that are here learning, growing, and sharing their experiences with me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we have way more ahead. Here is to the next milestone and all the great things that we are going to accomplish together.